On the show, hi Mayuresh, good to see you in. Mayuresh, Welspun Corp, 2,000 rupees stock today. I recall asking you about it at 750, 800. You were quite bullish. We are at CNBC TV18 as well, had explained the company. I recall visiting the unit in Gujarat with Mr. Goenka. Stock is, you get a day or two of dip and then it moves up. Is it getting to now a level that you would actually advise booking some profits, or would you run the course?
Afternoon, Nigel. So again, as a disclaimer, I think we are still holding on to the stock, more than 100% gains in our portfolios as we speak. So I think the stock has given exaggerated moves over the last few months, and very valid reasons as well. I remember the piece that you did, Nigel, on Welspun Corp as well. And again, I think all the pieces are probably coming together for this company. Strong order book, they're executing well. Margins have been decent. The overseas order book specifically, when the West Asian crisis probably comes to some sort of an end over the next few weeks or months, I think the huge transmission layouts that are expected to happen across the MENA region gives tremendous opportunities for Corp, as well as its US operation working at full capacity as we speak. The domestic operations also stand on.
It was the only game in town. Anything that stands out for you? Anything you like?
No, so Dhoot Transmission, Nigel, apparently is one company which probably seems to be in the right area as we speak. The expectations, specifically from an auto company, in the EV ecosystem and probably being a lot more agnostic as far as the entire EV powertrain and the EV ancillary products are concerned. I think it probably stays fit in this entire transition that is expected to happen over the next few years. Having said that, I think the expectation in terms of capacities and the product mix that they probably have, the large expectation is that the entire macros surrounding Dhoot should probably be very, very supportive in terms of expected futuristic numbers as well. And with some element of innovation happening over the next few quarters for the industry as a whole, the expectations in terms of a stronger product mix leading to better EBITDA margins and therefore better profitability growth is something to be watched out for. I think Dhoot is something that I watch out from the recent times.
All right. What about HEG? That demerger green signal was awaited from the NCLT. The stock actually ran in anticipation of that. Some believe that, you could give some value to this business as a green tech business, and the management is sounding extremely optimistic on it. While others believe it's not yet giving numbers, so for the time being, we are not going to value it at much. Which part of the argument are you in? Because the graphite electrodes core business itself will gradually start looking up. The current market capitalization is around 13,500 crores approximately. And they could probably do close to 1,000 crores of EBITDA in 2028.
No, so I think that seems to be a base case scenario, Nigel. And expecting, I think, the newer business to start contributing, I think you'll still have to give it time in terms of how much of a meaningful contribution does this new vertical probably give HEG. However, for both HEG and Graphite India, which are the two largest organized listed players within this entire graphite electrode space, the move that is happening at the macro level, the big picture argument that is probably being put forth in terms of production of green steel, and obviously I think graphite electrodes become a very important and pivotal part in terms of green steel production. I think that is going to be the norm as we've started seeing specifically in terms of European standards. And it will start gaining a lot of steam across the globe as we speak. And therefore, I think being one of the front runners in terms of capacities that they've probably got along with HEG, I think both these players from a big picture macro argument obviously stand to benefit as this entire transition picks up steam over the next few years. The second element in terms of input costs, specifically needle coke prices, is something to be watched out for, specifically from an interim period. Because I think with the West Asian crisis, I think how does the supply probably come through in terms of needle coke, which is extremely critical in terms of production of graphite electrodes, and how do these prices probably move, is going to be extremely, extremely pertinent in terms of their end product pricing as well as volume growth in case of inavailability or some sort of an inventory concern that happens as far as raw materials are concerned. The third element, obviously, is the big picture argument in terms of how the pricing itself is expected to be. And pricing should be steady state as we head into both these arguments when it really comes to green steel and expectations of a lot of adoption happening in terms of inputs that probably go there. So yeah, I think big picture argument stays with them. From an interim quarter or two, I think they might still get impacted in terms of all these input cost fluctuations hitting them.
All right. What about Zagil, Mayuresh? Mr. Kedia thinks that there is value at $160. He picked up, I think, 20 lakh shares yesterday, Mr. Vijay Kedia. The stock is excited today, but it's come to a third of what it was at its peak. What is your view on it? The management still sounds very optimistic about growth, but there are a couple of question marks that are being raised with regard to a couple of line items.
Absolutely, I think, and that is why I think the stock probably came off, Nigel, to a large extent a couple of days back. Having said that, I think the guidance which has probably been downgraded is something that perturbed the street to a large extent. Does the business model remain resilient over a longer period of time? Absolutely, yes. I think there are a lot of opportunities that Zagil probably has at its behest in terms of not just exploring the existing environment that they're operating out of, but also new opportunities that probably come their way. So the big picture argument probably stays in their favor. I think it just needs a quarter or two for the street to probably reset. That probably FY27 might be an annualized year or the next 2 quarters or 3 quarters, where numbers, as per the management guidance, might be a little bit on the lower side. But as things start picking up and as things start getting synergized on all the aspects put together, I think FY28 should be relatively better. So the big picture argument is in favor. However, our opinion is that the stock might just consolidate for some